Okay, your first name is?
Hi, I'm Dr. Nelson Bulmash.
And you've had your Relax Sauna for a long time.
I think at least 15 years.
Yeah,
And I use it currently about 5 days a week.
yeah. And before you go in, how do you feel and how do you feel afterwards?
One of the things I love about it is I do it before I go to work in the morning.
Yeah.
And it leaves me invigorated and it leaves me very relaxed.
Sort of like, that's like an oxymoron.
It is, but you know exactly what I'm talking about if you've used it because you're relaxed. The heat. It's very warm. It's almost like I'm in a womb here.
Right.
But it gets me started, so my body, my joints feel nice and lubricated. My muscles are warmed up. I become flexible. It's a beautiful way. I often will put on some kind of music, for example, and meditate while I'm doing my sauna. And
Yeah.
I usually do it about 25 minutes a day at this point.
Good. Now you're a chiropractor?
I'm a chiropractor, naturopath,
Yes.
and nutritionist.
Right. I know
And I'm
this is a
also-
nutritional conference we're at.
And I'm also the host of Health Matters with Dr. Nelson Bulmash.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, it's a show that is currently seen. It's been seen on, it is seen on 10 different TV platforms, including Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire, Twitch, iOS TV, and we're on every major social media platform. And I have been on 5 major radio stations, 4 of which I think got out to 750,000 people.
And I understand you interviewed me once.
I interviewed you. We had a great time. Yes.
Now about 5-6 years ago, we were at a nutritional conference in Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, that's right.
And you worked on a patient of yours was there, and you worked on her.
Right.
And tell me, do you remember the breakthrough you had?
Yeah, I do.
She got in the Relax Sauna for 15
minutes, that's right.
Before you worked on
Yeah,
her.
Phil, she had a lot of trauma and was very, very tight.
Yes.
And so, as such, it was difficult to adjust her.
Yes.
And when she went into the Relax Sauna, she got really relaxed, and I was able to do things from a chiropractic perspective or orientation that I'd never done before. Her muscles were supple, her lymphatics were moving better, she was breathing better, she had far less stress in her body, and I got certain joints and their soft tissue components to release in a way that I had, as I recall, I had never done before.
Yeah.
And she said it was, as I recall, one of the greatest chiropractic experiences she ever had. She felt really alive, mobile, and had far less pain, and just said she felt much more, thank you so much, much better energetically.
So the Relax Sauna can make a difference.
It's one of my primary tools. As you know,
Yeah,
I've sent a lot of people to you to purchase them, Phil.
Right.
It increases oxygenation, nutrient delivery, lymphatic drainage. It leaves the body more flexible, the muscles more supple. I feel energized. And certainly, one of the things I want to share with you is I am now cancer-free for 15 years. And for those people who measure their toxic load, it substantially lowered my chemical burden, and it did it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Now, I don't advocate that people get as aggressive as I did initially.
Right, yes.
In the beginning, I typically start people on anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, and then we work up a minute a day.
Yeah.
And that seems to, for most people, do pretty well. And so, yes, it's very, very effective in making the body work better from increased energy, increased relaxation, improved mood, increased detox, so you lower the toxic burden of the body of metals, chemicals, and probably even emotionally. I just have met so many people, Phil, that say to me, Nelson, I feel so incredible after using the sauna.
Yeah, people go out and 5 minutes later, like one person in our store, he got in the sauna and then he came back about 15 minutes later and said, I couldn't believe how good I felt. I have to buy this.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
That's it. I got out of it and I went, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
I have an autoimmune disease, Phil. I've had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma twice.
Yeah.
Broke my back in 4 to 6 places, had COVID 4 times. And this is one of the tools after I had COVID that really helped get me back. I felt so stiff. I couldn't get my muscles to work properly. I felt unstable. My brain was attacked by COVID the second time I had it, and it really did damage to the memory banks of my brain and my eyes.
Yeah.
And I lost my ability to orient effectively in time and space.
Yeah.
And after about 2 weeks of doing this, my balance got much better, my orientation got better, I stopped stumbling downstairs.
Great.
And I felt my sense of well-being was much, much better, more energy. I was suddenly getting through the day, and I felt okay by the end of the day, not exhausted.
Yeah. That's, it's in other words, you like it.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, well, I really,
You like it.
I could probably go on as long as you wanted me to.
Yeah, Nelson likes it.
Yeah, I do. And the benefit, really, and you find all kinds of benefits, Phil, like the fact that my mood was much better.
That's something you can't, that's priceless.
It's priceless.
Yeah.
Oh, how much better I slept.
Yeah.
These kinds of things were just beyond the money that I paid for it.
Yes, exactly.
And as such, I do it. If I can't every day, I do it every day. Sometimes I have to rush out to see a patient who's having an emergency, so I get it at least 5 days a week. I won't stop today. I'm traveling. I'm on the road, in other words, and here I am.
Right, here you are.
Yeah, and I'll do it probably not more today, but I'll do it tomorrow.
Good.
Again, for sure. Probably twice tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you like the Relax Sauna, which is an understatement.
Well, not only, Phil, forgive me for interrupting you, sir.
Yeah.
Not only do I like it, it's my humble opinion that this is the best sauna made in the world.
Yeah. And you've been in other saunas?
I am your sauna boy, meaning I've been in many, many, many saunas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have been, every time they had an event like this, they had saunas. Every event I went to where they brought in saunas.
Yeah.
Every gym I've ever been to, every health spa I've ever been to, every clinic I've ever been to. This is my favorite. I know it's, and forgive me, Phil, I don't in any way mean to offend you.
Yes.
It's not pretty per se, but its ability to do certain things like generate an increased internal heat of 3.8 to 4.1 degrees is priceless, because I think, for example, it's one of the best ways to get rid of Lyme disease.
Yes,
And some of the
you
viral
bet.
diseases.
We've had incredible success.
I haven't had anything more effective than to put them in a sauna 5 or 6 days a week.
Now, the wooden saunas that you've been in, a lot of them high quality.
Yes.
Why the Relax Sauna over them? What are the benefits of the Relax
Well,
Sauna?
there are two things. There are modifications to the generators that generate the far infrared that produce a particular frequency that is extremely life-affirming, both emotionally but physiologically. And secondly, this has a material that the Japanese scientists took 10 years to perfect that does something that no other sauna that I'm currently aware of does. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It causes the far infrared waves that come up from the generators that do not go immediately into the body to be reflected off the material and sent back into the body.
Yes.
And so the concentration of far infrared is, I believe, better in the Relax Sauna than in any other sauna I've ever been in.
And more importantly, the semiconductor chips filter out all the energy that's not loving. Yes. And that's one thing. So the difference, you feel the difference, like when you're in this sauna than in other saunas, you feel the difference?
Well, not only do I feel it, like for example, when I get out of this, I don't feel depleted. In a lot of saunas, I feel depleted.
Yeah.
But secondly, when you measure toxic load, chemical exposure load, in a very short period of time, mine goes down significantly once I start using this daily.
Yes.
And the neat thing about it is, unlike a lot of other, like DMPS, EDTA chelation, which I saw people get really, really sick from, as long as you're not foolish in this and jump into it for 30 to 45 minutes when you first start using it, I've never had a problem with this. I think this is one of the safest ways to clean your body of anything that I'm aware of.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, really.
Well, I appreciate all your comments on the Relax Sauna. You've been using it for many years, and I'm excited that you're able to give me another interview. This
Always.
is, I think, your third interview.
Yeah, Phil, you have such a fine product. I am always happy to help you, because I want as many people to get help as possible, and you're a big part of that in my equation.
Well, I discovered that the purpose of starting a business is to give service, and the byproduct is profit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Great. Thanks so much.
My pleasure, Phil.
We'll see you next time. If they want more, it's relaxsaunas.com. And Nelson, you're great, and thanks so much.
And by the way, folks, tell Phil that I sent you.
Yes.
Tell Phil that I sent you.
That's a good idea.
It's important, because I want him to know how much I support him.
Okay, thanks so much. Yeah.